In this video, I'll be checking out the Antank power bank for the Steam Deck. This has been specially designed for the Steam Deck with a detachable mount, which securely attaches the 2000 mAh battery onto the back of your Steam Deck for easy handling, as well as 45 watts of fast charging. So you can game on the move with this huge power bank attached to the back of it. Okay, so that's a brief summary. Let's check out what comes inside the box. Okay, so here's what you get inside the box. You get the mounting bracket that goes on the back of your Steam Deck. You get the 20,000 mAh battery pack that attaches onto the mount itself. And you get two cables. One cable I'd say is around about 20 centimeters in length, and it's two right-angled adapters to connect to the top of your Steam Deck and the other end to the actual battery bank. And then the other cable is around about a meter long, and its main use is basically to recharge the battery bank back up. Okay, so looking over the battery then, it is obviously quite a bit of added weight to your Steam Deck generally. But if you do fancy gaming for quite a considerable amount of time, then you do need that 20,000 mAh battery to keep you going for many hours. Its overall size is basically going to keep within the constraints of the Steam Deck size. It's not going to be sticking out too much. And it's going to be positioned slightly higher up on the top end. So the Steam Deck will be slightly top front heavy because most of the weight's going to be carried there. You've got a button switch to start and stop the charging, so you don't necessarily have to charge it all the time. Out of the box, it comes 3/4 of its battery charged, so it's at 75% at the moment. There's no other port, so you can't technically charge the battery and also charge the Steam Deck at the same time. It's either one or the other with this one port at the top there. No other ports on the back, no kickstands or anything like that. As for its general length, I'd say it's roughly just over 15.5 centimeters long, just over 7 centimeters wide, and it's about 3.3 centimeters deep. Weighs 480 grams, so that's quite a bit significant of extra weight added to the Steam Deck, but we'll get this on our Steam Deck and see how well that weight is distributed. Now looking over the case, it is a one-piece design with some hooks that's going to go over the Steam Deck top and bottom of the case. We've got a cutout here so it's not going to disturb any airflow to the rear fans, and we've got the clipping mechanism for the battery. Okay, so let's get this installed on our Steam Deck. Right, so here we have our Steam Deck here ready to get everything installed onto. There's no instructions that come in the box, so we're just going to assume that this will clip onto the bottom here, and we lever this up and over. So we want it obviously as central as we can. Let's get some light on the subject. We're going to align the air vents along with this side panel and clip this over the top there. You can see it also doesn't disturb the top air vent as well. So we've got full unintrusive flow there. Now they're not going to mount it in the dead center because it's going to get in the way of the RNL buttons on the back. And this is basically simply clips over the top there. It doesn't fully clip in. There's no satisfying clip. There is a ridge there though, so it's not gonna, it does fall out quite easily if you have it upside down, but that's gonna be rare, let's be honest. And then with that installed, we're gonna insert the cable that comes with it, the right angle cable, and then we've got another clip there. Now that's now charging the Steam Deck. You can see here it's now charging, the light is on, and it's charging the Steam Deck. Personally, I think a little bit more design could have gone into this, like a cable management clip that could have done a more discreet cable system, even a shorter one, because they know what the distance is between here and here. So they could have done, the cable could even be on the top here and have a very short throw. They didn't necessarily need to have that battery going all the way along. But that's now charging my Steam Deck up. I say in terms of its weight, obviously it does make it way much more heavier than obviously without the battery, but I do like the fact that it's all pre-attached. You don't have to worry about a separate battery that's hanging down the side or in your pocket, for example, if you were to be playing on the move. But I would have liked to have seen some thinner and lighter options on this, because 20,000 mAh is a lot of battery, and you could have maybe half the size, have a 10,000 mAh battery with a much more slimmer or narrower form factor with better cable management or placement for a much more shorter throw to the battery. But with 45 watts, it's definitely going to charge your Steam Deck whilst playing at the same time, and I will test that out over the next couple of days. The mount itself does hold on to the Steam Deck fairly well. You can't really slide it once it's attached, which is good. It's not going to slide that way anyway because its power connector is going to stop it from sliding that way, but it's very difficult to slide it I can't even slide it, so it's holding on very, very well there. The color match is pretty good. It sort of fits in there very well, and it's not going to disrupt the airflow too much. The battery does keep its profile quite neatly out of the way from these buttons, as well as the air vents at the back. Now on its website, it did say that it is magnetic. I'm not seeing that at all on the actual pack itself. It is a slot loading battery pack. It's not magnetic, which is not a bad thing because magnetic could be nudged and the battery could fall off. But as I showed earlier, the battery does have the ability to come off fairly easily. It doesn't lock in 100% as well as I'd hoped it would. So do factor that in mind as well. But getting the battery bank back on is not a problem. And you can take all these two elements off, keep the frame on. It's not going to obstruct the playing of that Steam Deck anyway. You could take the power cable off, take the battery off, and still play with a lot less weight. And when you actually need to get charge in, you can just whack that back on and have that charging and ready to go. It does charge automatically once it's been connected, so that's nice to see. And you can tap that button twice probably. Yeah, and that's going to hopefully stop. Yeah, it does. Stop powering as well. So you don't necessarily have to charge the battery all the time once it's connecting. You can choose when you actually want to commence and stop charging the Steam Deck. I would have liked to have seen a form of kickstand integrated in the design, so you could actually have it on a table and manipulate the kickstand, and that could take the weight of the Steam Deck. That would have been a nice feature to have, just to allow you to take that weight off that battery bank should you be placing it on a tabletop surface. It has the capacity to power the Steam Deck 1.5 times. Being USB-C, it is obviously universal, so you could technically charge your phone off this battery bank as well. It's not necessarily fixed to charging the Steam Deck only. You can charge other devices from this battery bank. And there's plenty of charging safety protocols on this battery bank to stop anything from like overcharging, overheating, over voltage, and short circuit protection. So overall, if you are looking for a good, solid, and very fast charging and high capacity battery bank for your Steam Deck, then check out this battery bank from Antank. The battery currently retails for £36 or the equivalent in your own currency directly from their website. I'll leave links down below to it, as well as potentially some Amazon links as well. So you can learn more about this battery bank for the Steam Deck, support the channel, and buy yourself one. All right, thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. If it has, give us a thumbs up and let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions about this battery bank from Antank, and I'll do my best to answer them. You can support the channel by sending us a super thanks on YouTube or buy me a coffee. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.